What split decision helped you save a life? There's nothing like the feeling of choosing whether to drown your best friend or your brother, but it's what I had to do. That morning, we entered an underwater cave, thinking it was for beginners. It was a beginner dive, something that my brother Jack and I had been doing a lot. But this time, we managed to convince our friend Douglas to join us, swearing I'd keep him safe. Fine, he said. But if I die, I'm haunting you two forever. We went over the rules and plans several times, double-checked all our diving gear and extra tanks before jumping in toward the cave system. It was dark and intensely cold, but we took our time, signaling every time we hit certain markers. But 2 hours in, Jack suddenly went off the guideline, his fins kicking up ancient silt. Suddenly, our visibility went to zero. 1 second, I could see Douglas's nervous smile. The next, I couldn't see my hand touching my mask. Amidst the chaos and the debris, Douglas's gauge quickly moved towards zero as he started hyperventilating. I felt his chest spasming against mine as I grabbed him, shoved my regulator into his mouth, held it there while he thrashed, desperate for air. Jack's light vanished. I followed the guideline blind, my fingers finding where it had been cut, severed, my heart hammered, panic settling in deep. Oh God. I reached around, grabbing at the water, moving along the walls of the cave until we slammed straight into Jack. When the silt settled, I noticed his regulator was free-flowing, precious air exploding everywhere from where he'd hit the cave, his oxygen tank also on its last legs. The three of us stayed there tangled together in darkness, passing my regulator between us. My gauge read 8 minutes, while the exit to the surface was at least 15 minutes away. That math meant only one thing. We were going to die down here, all three of us. Then my hand hit the emergency pony bottle on my vest. One person. It could save one person. I stared at it, and stared back at the two most important men in my life. My mind screamed facts at me. Douglas's wife, 6 months pregnant. Jack's engagement ring still in my apartment where he'd asked me to hide it. My brother and my best friend. My best friend and my brother. My lungs screamed at me, but somehow my heart hurt more. I felt them pushing the tank toward the other, fighting to make the decision for me. Douglas's grip began to loosen, his own consciousness fading. Jack slumped against me, his chest heaving for air that we didn't have. My gauge was now down to 7 minutes. I closed my eyes, fighting away tears I couldn't even wipe away. It was now or never. Leave behind my baby brother or the best friend I had promised to keep safe. I slammed the emergency tank against Douglas's chest. He tried to push it away, but I held it there, crushing it against him. Jack's grip tightened on my shoulder, then he gave the signal, squeezing 3 times. The code we'd used since we were kids. I love you. I squeezed back 4 times. I'm sorry. I forced the regulator into Douglas's mouth and shoved him toward the path to the exit. Jack pressed his forehead to mine, then leaned back, waving like we'd see each other again, and moved away from me to find a comfy spot in the cave for his final resting place. I woke up in the hospital, machines beeping steadily, throat raw from the tube they'd shoved down it. A doctor walked in with a smile, informing me my vitals were all good, as if any piece of news would make things better. Douglas lay down in another bed across from me, refusing to look at me, only mumbling how he shouldn't be alive, how he left Jack in the murky waters. My parents arrived, screaming, collapsed on the floor trying to make sense of what happened, asking the same questions over and over as if it would change anything, not realizing that the worst part of it all was the fact that I never got to physically say goodbye to him. How in those waters, all I could do was squeeze back before leaving him to drown.